Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena. My voice sounds terrible, but I'm not actually that sick. My nose isn't that runny or anything. I just have this really weird throat situation. Probably wore out from too much video making and teaching. But anyway, I'm actually feeling fine, so pardon the sickness. I'm really excited now. I've had some really great runs. My last one, unfortunately, ended at 6 wins, but when I was at 6-1, which it's always sad to end at 6 wins when you go into it 6-1. But when I was at 6-1, I lost a game to a play error. I was a druid. I forgot about Mark of the Wild being a combo for Black Knight. And as a result, I lost. When the opponent played Ysera, it just took me too many resources to kill her. So I could have won if I had held on to Mark of the Wild, which I used somewhat frivolously, and done something else instead. So anyway, I feel good. It was a learning experience. Here we finally get our epic. I could have picked a Sea Giant here, so we're going to keep a very careful eye on this card and see if a Sea Giant would have been better than this healing and drawing card. Wow, that is impressive. So I could coin into the Ooze to try to take out the Tidehunter early on, and I will do this. I think that's worth doing, even though it means I'm giving away the weapon burn, and I'm giving away my coin, and I'm giving away playing Avenge on turn 1. I feel like that is just worth it to be able to get rid of this. And my opponent actually is playing a Murloc deck in the arena. Now, I have mixed feelings here. On the one hand, of course, this is a pretty slow start, but on the other hand, I feel like I've got an advantage just because my opponent is playing Murlocs, which is not very good to do in the arena pretty much ever. So we'll see. If he goes for my face, I'm actually going to be in pretty good shape because I can play Avenge and make a Recruit, and then that's just going to be beastly. And it looks like this is a total aggro deck. He is going all the way for my face. Now, crap. I can't really afford to just leave a thing around here now that he played this Abusive Sergeant. So what I'm going to do is kill that guy and put Blessing of Wisdom on that thing, which I'm not a fan of doing generally, but it's what's got to be done here. I'm taking a fair amount of damage. I have to, and even though he's playing frickin' Murlocs in the arena, and that's just awful, I have to sort of respect the fact that he's going to get me down to almost 20 health here. And I don't have a taunt coming down next turn. I've got to wait a turn for this Fen Creeper. But if this Fen Creeper drops and he doesn't have a great answer for it, which Paladins are a little bit light on answers for Fen Creeper, I should be okay, because he's playing Murlocs, for Christ's sakes. And now either my Recruit kills his Recruit, or he ignores, because he's ignoring my Recruit, or he actually spends 2 damage killing it. He has nothing to play except for this Recruit, which is kind of strange. He's actually going to keep this Murloc alive and then forget to... Oh, he didn't forget to attack with it. I beg your pardon. He deliberately didn't attack with it because he didn't want me to have a card. Okay, sure, that's fine. I'm not sure what the correct move there was, but we'll play the Silver Moon Guardian here. It's more durable than the Ancient Panda. And the Ancient Panda, I don't need this extra attack power against what this guy's doing. He actually had nothing on turn 4, so it's like an aggro deck gone wrong where he had nothing to play. Probably that means he has some expensive crap in his deck and he just had a good draw with this Murloc and an Abusive Sergeant. There's no reason to throw this Murloc Tidehunter into the Silver Moon Guardian. You should use the Recruit to pop the shield. And then you'd run the Tidecaller in to kill the Guardian after hopefully buffing it in some fashion.
Reporting for duty.
He's not really just going to sit, is he? That would be pretty poor. He should use the Recruit to pop the shield and then ideally buff this and kill my guy with it. If he can't buff it, he should just, I guess, sit. Right? He is going to buff it and then give me a card and then throw it at my Guardian. Is that the plan? Yes, it is. Well, right now it's looking like the Lay on Hands is better than a Sea Giant because I might need health against this deck. I am going to actually play these things instead of the Fen Creeper. This is putting down a lot more power and toughness. Well, 1 more toughness and 4 extra power total, and it's separated into 2, which is important. I don't care about the Zombie Child's Death Rattle because this guy's deck is terrible. So I'm not in any kind of concern. He does have something big here, so that's interesting. I guess he just played Murlocs and then also threw that on there, which is fine. So here, I think the most logical move is just to either play Fen Creeper and the Venge, or to Consecrate and kill this Ogre right now. I'm just going to Consecrate and kill that Ogre. I am 2 for winning myself here, but I've already got card advantage from how the early game went. You can see that he's got 5 cards and I have 5, but I've got creatures on the board and he doesn't. Got Stormwind Champion coming. Sea Giant
Get behind me.
would have been playable for 6 mana here, and it probably would have been better than this Lay on Hands. Alright, well, Black Knight actually comes in handy.
I am sorry.
You can't play around this in the arena. It's just one of those things. You know, there's just nothing you can do.
Well played.
I'll trade recruits here because I don't want this guy to drop to 2 health, where my recruit will both out of consecration. I still got 2 minions out here, prepped up for my avenge. And I mean, I'm really going to just try to hopefully place Stormwind Champion next turn. Lay on Hands is a good insurance, I suppose. But a Sea Giant would have been just as good. I mean, I could get an 8/8 for 6 mana here. Yeah, I probably made the wrong call. I mean, this is only the first time we've seen this, but I feel like I might have made the wrong call with that. All right, let's just let's think. Yeah, Stormwind Champion or more total minions. Let's go for the greater totals here. We'll play the Fen Creeper. I don't want to kill this stuff efficiently because then everything drops to 2 health. That doesn't seem good. So instead, I will not be greedy. We'll just trade Mr. Chow for the Fen Creeper, or for the Fairy Dragon, kill that recruit, and oh, let's see, the Mad Scientist. I'm just gonna make a recruit here. I'm really far ahead. This gets me further ahead. It gets me an extra card. I've only got 1 secret in the deck. It's already out, so the Mad Scientist is just a 2/2 for 2. I'd rather just get a free 1/1 and go up a card than play a 2/2. The extra power and toughness doesn't seem like it's going to be worth it. So I'm just grinding this guy out here. I'm ahead on the board, ahead on cards, got more cards up my sleeve. I'd be doing better. I'd be really crushing him if I had the Sea Giant. Here he did have a Peacekeeper for my Sea Giant, so there's that. But I still feel like that would have been smarter, at least for this game. Granted, this game doesn't even matter. This doesn't matter what this was. I would have won. I could probably win without even playing this, so it's probably not a good judge. Hey, he does have Consecration. So it's a good thing I didn't drop everything to 2 health. My Fen Creeper gets avenged. Everything is lovely. Let's drop the Stormwind Champion now. We'll play a recruit. Again, I still don't feel like I need this Mad Scientist. Kill that. Kill that. And just play it safe. I've got as many cards in hand as he does, plus this board to his nothing. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. Alright, he has the Silence as well as the Aldor Peacekeeper. Bloodsail Corsair. Holy ballsack Christ. Bloodsail Corsair just happened. Alright, yeah, let's kill his Stormwind Champion like that. Let's kill the owl like that. At this point, I'm just gonna start hitting him.
I'm invincible.
Because, frankly, I am invincible. I will let him keep this creature. In contrast to the rule, don't let paladins keep creatures because he only got 2 cards. This is totally hopeless for him. Even if he did Pyromancer Equality, that would be both his hands cards, and Lay on Hands would just give me 8 health and 3 cards. I would win. Purely on cards. And Stormwind Champion even silenced as a 6/6. Man, Murlocs and a Bloodsail Corsair in the same game. How often do you see this? Not very.
Reporting for duty.
Stampede and Kodo will get a good hit on my best creature that he could have killed, of the creatures it could have killed. Alrighty, let's, man. Okay. Let's just do this. Lay some hands on these bitches. And see what we got. Alright.
For justice.
For justice.
I'm invincible.
Yeah, this deck has a lot of cheap stuff. And having it all right now is kind of annoying. Would have rather had a Sea Giant, but again, this game it doesn't really matter, so I still don't think we can judge that choice quite fairly yet, perhaps. Because in this game it didn't matter what it was. You have to kind of judge it by when it actually makes a difference.
Reporting for duty.
Light's Justice, of course, is fantastic against Paladins because you get free kills on all
For
of
justice.
your opponent's recruits.
Not on my watch. Glory to the Sindora.
Can I win 6, 8? No, I can't win, so we'll do that.
For the Alliance! I'm invincible! Reporting
Got
for
some sort of a
duty.
secret. It wasn't eye for an eye or noble sacrifice. It's probably therefore avenge. Though it could technically be redemption or repentance. Threatening lethal now is a Fen Creeper that will die. Still threatening lethal.
Reporting for duty.
And that, as they say, is that.
For the Alliance!
Oh, shoot. Oh, no, it's avenge, not redemption. Ooh, redemption would have been annoying. I would have had to go into the Fen Creeper again
My responsibility.
I'm
with my weapon, which I could have done because I had the thing. Anyway, that was the beatdown of epic proportions at the 1-0 mark. So I really feel as though either I'm like on some kind of ridiculously improbable statistical curve, or more bad people have come back into the arena. Maybe it's like a monthly thing. Maybe people start out the month playing ranked, get sick of it, and then play the arena for more variety. So it's harder at the beginning of the month when more people are playing ranked and only the arena diehards are in the arena than later on. I have no idea. I just know it feels a lot easier now than it was before.
Shall be mine.
So do you keep the Ancient Watcher? I forget what I mean, I have a Spellbreaker. I feel like I have to do this. If I'm going to keep the Watcher, I've got to keep both so I can turn this into a Yeti. And I'll do it. Sure, we'll try it. So we have 2, 3, 4. I mean, not the greatest 2, 3, 4 curve you've ever seen. But then he's probably going to leave this thing alone because when it comes on turn 2, it's very difficult to kill. And it'll be a surprise Chillwind Yeti on turn 4. Just a matter of how fast his start is. If he gets off to a really fast start, I have no defenses of any kind until turn 4, which could get ugly. Let's say he coins out like a Flame Imp and a Voidwalker. I am in very, very bad shape with this as my 3-drop because this doesn't do anything to save me. Well, he's not flicking any of his cards, so he seems to be away from the computer here, Mr. Diesel. One of my favorite maps, so hopefully that brings me some good luck and I don't face down a super fast Warlock beginning. Still not doing anything. He's taking actually maximum time to mulligan, doesn't mulligan any cards. There's a possibility this guy is AFK. Alright, this is nice to see. I would have rather seen a 2-drop just so I could actually play something on turn 2 that isn't Ancient Watcher. I'm not committed to playing this on turn 2, I could do something else. But this is still better than like nothing because it means at least my 3-drop has a little bit more power than the Dalaran Mage and could hold me off if he has a fast start. He has still not hovered his mouse over anything, and he took maximum time on the mulligan. This person is currently not doing anything at their keyboard. Okay, he just returned. So I have a little bit of an advantage because he took maximum time on the mulligan, so if his opening hand was really bad, then he didn't mulligan it, so he's going to have terrible cards. So that's a little edge that I have. He came back in time to actually make the first move, though. Don't know why. Okay, maybe he's thinking about whether it's worth it to coin out a 2-drop or something. There might be things to think about. He's already hoomed twice. The 3rd time should be the rope coming out. Yeah. He's there. He's there. And he's gonna do something. Fuck. Well, I was hoping after all that he would have a slow turn. It was not to be. Now, this isn't the greatest 2-drop ever to coin out on turn 1. I am going to go with this move because, I mean, I feel like making a recruit here just to have it die to the wolf would be pretty silly. Obviously, Ancient Watcher doesn't actually do anything. Doesn't have taunts. And it can't attack, so there's no reason for the opponent to go after it. It's just there. It's really not good to go after it either because you're basically killing a 4-mana creature that only cost the opponent 2 mana. He life taps on turn 2, so I think that this wolf was a mistake because you generally do not want to coin out a 2-drop on turn 1 if you're gonna just use your hero ability on turn 2. Now, Warlocks, granted, have a really good hero ability. Maybe better than other classes to use on turn 2. Like, definitely better than, say, a Priest. But still, I'd consider that a mistake. If you're gonna just life hero ability, even if it's life tap on turn 2, just don't coin out the wolf on turn 1. So basically, all he got for the coin was 2 extra damage to the face, and he got to use life tap. So he's got this extra card here. But he would have had 6 other cards, and right now, like, cards are not the issue. He just wants tempo. So Unless that card that he got was a real gangbuster, which 6 and 7 odds say it's not the card you want to play anyway. It's not good to use the coin like that. And again, I'm kind of surprised to see that happening at the 2-0 level. So right now I'm threatening to kill his wolf with my 2-3. And this Ancient Watcher is likely to live, so I can play Spellbreaker next turn, silence it, and attack. Mortal Coil on the pig is a wash. He gets a card off of it, but that was just part of one of my cards. It's not the whole card. So now the real question is, do I even want to Spellbreaker this Ancient Watcher? I don't have to. I could save that as a surprise. But the thing is, what am I doing instead? Playing this is pretty lame. Playing this, I'd have to put the Razor Hunter back in my hand, which I guess gives me another pig, but that's not something I want to spend mana on. Yeah, I think we'll just keep it simple here. Let's not overthink it. And let's attack. Okay, so he's got a huge hand of cards thanks to the Mortal Coil, and he's already life tapped twice. He could actually play a Mountain Giant here, I believe, right? 12 minus 8. Yeah, so he could play a Mountain Giant here, if he wished to. Then I'd have 8, 10 damage down to 12. Play this thing. I might just win by momentum, but if he got the Defender of Argus on it, I mean, basically, if he had a handlock deck, then he could win. Mountain Giant's an epic anyway, so it's not likely that he'd actually have it. Though it is surprising that he had no plays. He played the wolf on turn 1 with a coin, then he had nothing on turn 2, and nothing on turn 3. He just Mortal Coiled my pig and life tapped, which obviously would have been better just to play a 3-drop if he was going to do that. He's hovering over my hero ability like he doesn't know what it is. I think this is just a new player, honestly. They got lucky in 1-2 games, and I think they're just new here. He also has the drawback that he never got to mulligan because he was away from his keyboard. But I swear, like a week ago even, or like a week and a half ago, this would not be happening, where I was at 2-0 and playing someone who was like this rusty at Hearthstone. Okay, well, I'm not going to begrudge him taking so much time to think, because I really think he's new, so I won't bitch about it here. Let him, you know, figure things out. Okay, he has Ascension, which I don't know why that took so much thinking, but I said I wasn't going to bitch about it, so okay. Alright, I could make a Dalaran Mage and this, but you know what? I really feel like it's just better to get this big guy out. We'll power through this engine. Now, a Hellfire here wouldn't even be that great for him. It'd be his entire turn. It would not kill the Spectral Knight. And it would kill the other two things, but it would take him down to 15, down to 11. I mean, he'd be facing some pretty serious issues there. I could Panda the Ancient Watcher and replay him to heal him, but the problem is then he wouldn't be able to attack again. The silence obviously wouldn't carry over, so this Panda's a little awkward, actually. Not the 4-drop I am most excited about, but the main use of it really is on turn 8, which is 3 turns from now. I could recharge the Spellbreaker. I might even consider recharging the Spellbreaker without an immediate use, just to have him so that if the opponent replays a taunt or something else that's scary, I could get past it. It's one of the most frustrating things when your opponent pandas back a silence. It's almost like worse than not knowing that they have it, because if you don't know they have it, well, you just play stuff, and then you hope they don't have it, and if they do, well, shit. But if you know they have it, they can actually like stop you from playing things, which makes it really difficult because sometimes it might be correct to play something even though they know they have a silence, just because as much as it sucks, it's better than the alternative. But you end up doing something that's even worse just to avoid the negative emotion of having your thing silenced. Okay, I don't know if he's really new or if he's just a griefer. If he is a new player, like I think he is, he does have a lot of cards, so it can be a little bit tricky to get a handle on all the things that are happening and make a choice. So I kind of get it if he really is just like this slow, legitimately. He throws away Ascension, so he really should have played that first and then Soul Fired. He's actually double Soul Firing. That's pretty epic, and he runs out of time. Runs out of time before he can do anything. Well, my turn. I don't really have any choices. We do this, this, this. And for Kel'Thuzad, we swing. He really should have played Ascension and then done the double Soul Fires. Just from what I saw, which was him having those discards. It was all I know. Definitely having the Ascension on the board would have been better than, you know, passing the turn. So Zombie Chow doesn't really affect anything at this point. Stampeding Kodo will kill my Dalaran Mage, I'm sure. Yeah, of course. Avenge goes on my already big guy, which I think is probably better in general. Alright, well, let's see, I can hit him for 8, plus 2 is 10, he's down to 4 health. Yeah, we're gonna go for it.
Behold the might of storm wind.
I mean, this is an untargetable 8-9. You need Twisting Nether, I hardly know her to kill that thing, and he doesn't have that available because it's, first of all, an epic, and second of all, it's 8 mana. He'd have to buff one of these things with a power overwhelming and something else to actually kill this thing. Not to mention there's also the 6/6 to deal with, which he does not have the kill for on the board. I can draw more cards if needed, and I've got Light's Justice, which is 4 damage over 4 turns if he doesn't play taunts. Alright, that was definitely a desperation life tap, so let's see if he's got anything here. The answer is he doesn't. He Abusive Sergeant a Zombie Chow and attacked my recruit, which the recruit was gonna die anyway. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. He could have, at the very least, Abusive Sergeant the Kodo that he attacked me with and done 2 extra damage to my face. Yes, that was 100% guaranteed a new player who, on top of being new, AFK'd during the mulligan. Or maybe he's so bad, like so new that he didn't even realize like how the mulligan works. I don't know. I don't get how he'd be at 2-0. Obviously, the rankings are not always pairing you exactly against your record, someone of your record, but generally they should be. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that bad people are back, and not just because it means I win more, but because it means Hearthstone's doing well. You gotta keep the bad people playing. Alright, who's our next worthy quote-unquote opponent? It's a druid. Well, generally as a paladin versus druids, I feel a little bit intimidated because the druid hero ability cancels the paladins. Swipe also cancels out the paladin's hero ability. And druids, I feel like, you know, have better removal than paladins do. The mana costs are more varied. Swipe, in general, I'd say is a better card than Consecration.
Job's done.
And Starfall is like a Consecration that costs 1 more mana and doesn't hit the opponent, but the fact that it can be used for 5 damage to a single target, I think more than justifies its extra mana cost. So I just feel like druids have better removal, and since the hero ability cancels mine, that's, you know, intimidating. He's gonna Wild Growth, so it's like he was the first player of this game. I'm not gonna play the Bluegill Warrior here. We'll play the Mad Scientist. And hopefully he just plays a Wrath and kills this. Honestly, that would be the best. Okay, Loot Hoarder is not exactly what I want to see because he's gonna go get a card, while I'm gonna get Avenge, and I feel like he gets the better end of the deal on that one. But I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it because Avenge actually is a nice combo with the Razorfen Hunter. Now, once he chomps on this pig, my Hunter gets avenged, and it looks like that will happen. Now, I am a card down because that Loot Hoarder gave him a card, and if this thing trades with something, then I am a card down because I spent Avenge and it to do a trade. But 5/5 is pretty big at this stage with him only having 2 mana. So I'd say my odds are somewhat good. Dire Wolf Alpha. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So do you use the True Silver Champion to kill the wolf? It's overkill, but it does cost up more. It does use up more mana. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if this is the right call, but I'm gonna use the Bluegill Warrior to kill the wolf. I'm gonna hit him in the face with my 5/5, and I'm just gonna pass the turn. So why did I do that? I didn't use up my mana efficiently there, but I like the idea of hitting onto the Geomancer for turn 6 to do Consecration as 3 damage, and I also like keeping this as a surprise. I feel like that Bluegill Warrior had a good use there, and it was worth it. Okay, with the Yeti here, I could play Fen Creeper and just kill the Yeti, but I don't exactly want to do that. So I'm going to use the Recruit and the Weapon to kill it instead, because I really don't want this at 1 health. I feel as though he's got to have a swipe. So I'm going to just ride this until I can't ride it any longer. I have a weapon in hand. Of course he's going to kill the weapon, because that's what happens to Papa Boris's weapons. Do I have any battle cries? I do not have any battle cries, thankfully. And he's actually going to buff everything, which is very interesting. Alright, so this Consecration doesn't exactly work. It kills the ooze, but that's about it. So what I'm going to do is play Fen Creeper. And I'm going to kill... Let me think about this. If I hit the ooze, this is at 1 health. Swipe will blow me out, basically. So I'm going to hit this thing, because it has more health. The Fen Creeper will kill the ooze. Everything's a little bit higher health now, so Swipe's not as good. And I'm actually ahead on cards. Alright, he is going to buff it. So because I killed the Web Lord, he got to play the Dark Iron Dwarf. That's a bit unfortunate. But my 5-3 will kill his 4-4, and I think this thing did enough of a job to justify itself. My problem is my cards are terrible. I got the spell damage with nothing to use it on. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Okay. So that's a big deal here. I go up a card with this, play the Dalaran Mage and make a recruit. So why not play the Ancient Watcher? Honestly, I just want to have things, minions that do stuff. This doesn't do anything if I don't get Defender of Argus or Spellbreaker. I think those are my only combos. So I feel like it was worth it. So now it's awkward. The Sludge Belcher will kill the Hunter, and then there will still be a little Oozlet left over, which is unfortunate. I'm getting too many 2-drops. He's actually going to claw his way back into this, I think. Well, I could Consecrate, but that just doesn't seem right. So we will trade this off. Kill that off. Play that, and think. Do I want to go for this Geomancer on the table? How bad is Swipe? Swipe's actually pretty bad. So I'm going to leave the Geomancer in hand in case I need this for 3 damage. I still think he's got the Swipe, so he swipes the Mage, this dies, this doesn't matter, and then he shapeshifts to kill the Ooze. That's 6 mana, then he has 3 mana to rebuild with. No, no Swipe, I was wrong. He does not have Swipe, he just has Boulder for Stoker. Alright, I could really use a Spellbreaker, or I think I have a Defender of Argus to actually let this thing be useful. No, I have Lay on Hands. You know what? This could have been a Sea Giant. Would have been 5 mana, it would have been better. Instead, I mean, I'll still do this to get up a whole lot of cards, but I would rather had Sea Giant. And I got a bunch of cheap stuff. Well, Sen'jin's pretty good. Alright, so we hit him in the face. I'm at full health now, thanks to the Lay on Hands. The Ogre can only do so much, but my stuff's all very weak, so he just needs like an Ironbark Protector here, and it's going to be trouble for me. He kills my Dalaran Mage, I think, to stop the spell damage. He probably has to do that. Love to see Spellbreaker. Pop this guy open. Goes for Mr. Chow, huh, to get the life gain. Interesting choice. I guess he's cautious about being burnt out. He's got some big stuff here. I could use my own Stormwind Champion, actually, although I only have 2 attacking minions. Consecration would deal 4 damage across the board. I gotta seriously consider that. Let's see what else I get. I get Blood Knight, which is not helpful here. So this, 4 damage across the board, because I've got 2 spell damage guys, would bring these guys down to 2 apiece. Is that worth it? This guy's gonna die soon. No, I don't think it's worth it.
Glory to the Sindori.
Vaporization commencing.
Alright. He can kill the Sen'jin with one of these guys. Kill the Dalaran Mage with the other, unless he's afraid of me burning him out. If he has more removal, I'm going to be in trouble. What in God's Jesus name? He's got a very fat deck here. He's choosing to kill that guy because he's afraid, I guess, of being burned out, and that is really good news for me because it means I do get to pull off a 4 damage Consecration. Kill off these 2 things and drop this to 3 health and kill it with the Ooze. I mean, I got a chance in hell. I have a chance in hell. Wait, can I kill him? I've got, what, 3, 6, 7, oh my god, 11 damage? You know what, he's shown that he doesn't have removal. Like, my stuff has been alive for turns on end, so if he doesn't have removal, then he's screwed. I might as well just play it safe and kill that guy. 4 damage Consecration, you don't see that every day. That's why spell damage can be very nice. Wolf Rider will kill off, I imagine, one of my Oozes. Yeah. Does he have another Ooze to kill my weapon with? Alright, he gets a card. He should have done that before doing the Wolf Rider in case he got like a swipe or something, although swipe doesn't work that well. This doesn't do anything. He needs an Innervate and a Sunfury Protector, which he does not have. And that, as they say, is that. Wow. Good times. Good times. So I'm a 4-0. I don't know how strong the deck really is. I think that I've been playing against some pretty weak opponents. That Druid was alright, though. He just was too slow. He had a bunch of big stuff, but it was kind of a textbook case of big stuff does not win you the games. He played an Boulder Fist Ogre, 2 Stormwind Champions, and still lost because he just was too slow. I had little crap on the board and his big minions couldn't kill it all fast enough. Granted, you could say he made a mistake, though he really should have killed that Delaron Mage, I think. Jesus is this person. Can I be second? I cannot. I have so many 2s in this deck, I'm going to mulligan the 3. Although that would not be standard operating procedure. If I had a higher curve deck, I would have kept that around just in case. And of course, I don't get any of my 2s. I only get my 2s like on turn 6 and 7 when I need to play big things. Obviously, I'm never going to get them earlier than that. And the 2 that I get is the Ancient Watcher. Okay. So my rogue opponent is second. 1 use of her hero ability cancels out 2 of mine. And I have a terrible, terrible hand. Just terrible. Please pass a turn. Please, God, pass a turn. Thank you. Wow. Alright. So we'll play the Ancient Watcher. Why not the Recruit? Well, because she's probably going to make a dagger kill the Recruit anyway. It's going to take a stroke of luck for me to actually get Spellbreaker or Defender of Argus for this thing, but I got to just get lucky. She has nothing. She just makes a dagger. She should really not attack with it, and she's correct in not attacking with it. I really wish I had that Razorfen Hunter here. If I lose this game, that'll be it, is that I chose to mulligan that Razorfen Hunter. I think I made the right choice. It's ridiculous that my deck didn't give me any 2s when that's like all I ever get otherwise. So, she has a slow start and I have a slow start. I do have good stuff coming up, but obviously she's going to start playing good things now if she did nothing for the first 2 turns. Anabar Ambusher is pretty good here. It will kill anything and its drawback is immaterial. It's a bit unfortunate. Blessing of Might, I can't attack that thing. Well, this sucks, but she's just gonna get to kill my Senjin. Now I can consecrate and finish off the Ambusher and send whatever else she plays back into her hand. It's not a great move, but it might be the move I have to make. Doing those. So worth it to play Consecration. It kills off 2 cards basically. Counteracts the card disadvantage that I got. My other option obviously is just to, well, play the Spectral Knight, but that seems poor. It'll die to the Ambusher plus her dagger. This doesn't quite kill anything. I could use the Beluga Warrior to kill the Ambusher, send an Ooze back to her hand. And then what? Make a Recruit that'll die to the dagger? But that lets me keep Consecration in case I need it later. You know what? I'm just going to Consecrate now. I don't know if I made the right choice, but it's a choice I made. I just got to gamble that she plays like a Sunwalker or some other good Taunter at some point, and I can use Black Knight. And that it's what's worth it to have cleared her board there. Alright, well here we'll play the Spectral Knight, which owns the Nightblade pretty hard. I'm going to hit her in the face because she's obviously not giving me anything to use this weapon against, and I might as well hit her in the face in case I draw one of my 2 True Sliver champions. Please play a taunt. Please play a taunt. Please, please, please. Play a taunt. Did I really get the Black Knight 2 arenas in a row? I guess I did. Yeah, because the Druid and then this one. That's very, very, very infallible. Black Knight. I don't have any Divine Shields. There's no taunts. I don't have a silence. This is just annoying. Well, we'll kill that thing. Naturally. Beluga Warrior plus Blessing of Might would kill that, but that doesn't seem really worth it.
Reporting for duty.
So, play that. And think. You know what? Jesus. You know what? This is just terrible, but I really feel like I just can't do anything else with any of my cards. So I might as well do something, even though it means putting me down. She's got 8 cards. I have 6, 7, kind of. She can kill the Recruit, drop me down to 6, and one of my cards doesn't actually do anything. Also, my cards are all very weak and close to death. But the Black Knight can catch me back up if only she would just play a Taunter. Sunwalker right now? Sunwalker? She's hitting me in the face. Oh my god. Ah, because she's killing everything with Blade Flurry. Oh my fuck. Well, now she's really far ahead. And I am super duper down on health. Ouch. She will not play a taunt, huh? Alright, well, this is ugly. But it's what you gotta do. So she got 4 attack here. I'm at 6 health after she hits me twice. She still has 5 cards. She can actually kill me now? That's pretty amazing. Unless she was saying well played because I did that combo. 5 cards to basically 3 real ones. But I can get up a card if she would just play a Taunter. Would she really not have a single taunt in her deck? Wow. That's 3 deadly poisons. She's actually going for the throat. Maybe that was a well played because she's winning. Eviscerate. And another eviscerate. Wow, well, that game is what we call retarded. She had a very slow start because she was playing a burn deck of sorts. I would have crushed this rogue if my draw weren't terrible. So her draw wasn't actually slow, that was her strategy. I bet she had those eviscerates from the beginning. Mine was just slow, and I do think I lost because I mulliganed away my Razorfin Hunter. I have so many 2-drops, I stand by that choice. I think I just got unlucky that it didn't come back. Because the thing is, against most decks, especially nowadays, with everyone playing much faster, if I'd kept that Hunter, it would have reduced my odds of having anything on turn 2. And if that was my first play on turn 3 versus a Rogue, it would have been too slow most of the time. It just happened to be a bad matchup, and it just happened that I didn't get anything to play earlier. Okay, and also she had no taunt for the Black Knight, which is sad. Loatheb, you know, that's the card I could have had instead of Black Knight. That would have been really good there. Loatheb would have been fantastic. Because it would have stopped her from playing those like deadly poisons and eviscerates, at least for a turn. Alright, well, since I do have Spellbreaker here, I could consider playing the Ancient Watcher as my first drop. But I think what I'm going to do instead is play the Ooze, which might seem crazy. The only reason I'm playing the Ooze is because I have this Argent Protector, and the Ooze is 3 power, so if he plays a 2-3, I want to be able to kill it. I'm fighting for board presence here. What he's got is actually that thing, so a Geomancer would have been good enough, but that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Not on my
Divine Shield. So now we're in really good shape. This is a pretty great opening to have when you're Paladin versus Paladin. Is you played something on both turns, get a card up with the Argent Protector, you're board up. Alright, that's a pretty good move for him, because now this will kill both of my cards. And catch him back up. And in fact, I'm going to do that voluntarily. So I went up a card, then I went down a card, but I'm still ahead on the board. And I'm up a card again because of this pig, technically. Alright, he's going to play True Silver Champion, which isn't that great against Razorfin Hunter. So my main options, I can either just play this, which is just a solid card, or I can play the Ancient Watcher Spellbreaker thing. Well, never mind that makes it easy. So the Ooze getting to kill the True Silver Champion is easy then. I play the Ancient Watcher. Next turn, I can silence it. And that will do it. Oh, somebody is calling me.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Alright, he's just going to float that out there. Well, that is a mistake, I think, because it dies to my board. Not to mention I have Spellbreaker that I could use to kill it. The fact that this thing just dies, you don't really want to do that. You want to save it for when it actually has a chance in hell of living. So why am I throwing those 2 guys out instead of this? Well, simply because if I threw the Ancient Watcher at the Gadsden Auctioneer, then Consecration would wipe out everything but the Spellbreaker with 1 health. And that doesn't seem worth it.
Are you ready for this?
Alright, Archmage is a pretty scary thing. I don't have a good answer to it. Story of my life. Let's drop that and think. Do I want to attack into it? I think I do. I hate that I lose my guy, and I hate that this guy drops down to where he dies to Consecration, but
That was a mistake.
so he thinks I made a mistake. Let's see what he's gonna do to back that up. Wow, so we had Archmage and now he's doing Cairn. Okay, well, we're gonna do this combo again. And I can't kill this guy anyway. I can kill the first iteration, but not the second. So I will hit him in the face. If you can't kill it anyway, you might as well just go for the face. Maybe he thought that me playing Zombie Child was a mistake. I should have made a Recruiter instead. I don't know. So he gets another Cairn, which is a little bit unsettling. But that was a lot of his mana, and I'm hitting him pretty hard. 6, 9 plus 4 is 13. He's actually down to 1 health here. If I get a single source of damage, I will win. Blessing of Wisdom does not do that, but it does give me a card. So I have another chance of finding a source of damage. Avenge does not do that either. This is a little bit awkward. I'm just trying to overwhelm him here. But he is going to kill Zombie Child, which gives him back up to 6 health. So it's scary. If I don't get one of my True Silvers or a Consecration here, or if he can clear my board, he will win. What he has to do here, I think, is kill something, let the Avenge fire, and then decide how he wants to deal with that. I hope Avenge does not go on the Blood Knight. Of course it does, because that's what he was going to kill with the Cobra anyway, so it wasted the Avenge. He can now kill Silver Moon Guardian, and I got 5 damage left on the table, which is a bit precarious. With 4 cards, he probably has an answer to it. Oh, jeez, this is getting close. Maybe I shouldn't have played Zombie Chow. If I hadn't played Zombie Chow, he would have been at 1 health, and I would be much closer to winning. But he doesn't have anything. He just has a Stormwind Champion, which makes no difference. So now, again, I have a chance to get 1 damage, and I win. And I do get it, although indirectly. This is very important. If I had missed this, I could have lost the game. So you attack with the Defender of Argus, put it back into your hand, and you replay him before you attack with the other stuff. So I messed up. I should not have played Zombie Chow. I should have made a Recruit. It's one thing. And then I got lucky that he didn't have any taunts or any other answers to just me killing him with a mass of creatures. Alright, I think we can do one more game with this run. So started out 1-0. Now I'm at 5-1. We'll either end at 6-1, so the start of the next video. We'll see if for the second time in a row, making it to 6-1, if I could win and make it to 7, or I'll be at 5-2, which is a pretty big world of difference. Rooster the Shaman. Generally, I think Paladins have a slight edge against Shamans, just because your hero ability and their hero ability puts something on the board, but yours can kill theirs more reliably. But Shamans do have really good removal, which Paladins rather lack. Alright, I get 2 drops this time after mulliganing my 3 drop. It's a bit of a difficult choice how to handle this, because the Geomancer I might want later, and the Ooze I might want later if he plays a Stormforged Axe. But the Ooze hits harder, so if he plays a 3 toughness minion, I'll wish I had played the Ooze. I would probably end up playing the Geomancer, just for fear of Stormforged Axe.
I'll show them.
Alright, he does not have secrets, as he is a Shaman. And because there's a 2-2 on the table, I will play the Ooze now. I'll forego the spell damage in exchange for board presence. So now he needs to kill this because he's got to figure this is Avenge. Or Noble Sacrifice, and he makes the right call. So Avenge does not trigger, because you have to have 2 minions for it to trigger. Plays a Tidehunter, which is annoying on one hand because it kills my Ooze profitably, but it's good on the other hand because I can use a Recruit to kill it. Now, I don't think Ancient Watcher would have been the right call there because the Recruit actually threatens to kill his 2-1. This doesn't do anything without my Silence Guy. So this is a pretty slow hand, actually. I don't like it. He can again kill my creature, and then I again can't do anything about Avenge. He checks for Noble Sacrifice. Oh, no, he already knows it's not Noble Sacrifice. He knows it's not Redemption or Repentance. And now he knows it's not Eye for an Eye. So he knows it's Avenge. He knows that for a fact. Please don't be Taunt. It's not Taunt. Good. So I get to kill his thing here. Now I could do something really tricky. I could actually, like, ignore it and then play something else just to get Avenge to trigger, but that seems bad. We'll just kill this. That's fine. And think. This doesn't seem that great because he has a free shield pop. So this, though, doesn't seem that great either because Avenge might go on it, and then if I silence it, that essentially essentially gets rid of the Avenge. So what I'm going to do here, he would have played a Stormforged Axe if he had one. I'm going to do this and a Recruit. The Ooze survives against the Scout. The Recruit can trade with the Scout, that's fine, and then I get to use Avenge. The problem is, if he kills the Ooze and Avenge fires on this guy, it's still only 3 health, and 3 health dies to Lightning Bolt, Rockbiter Weapon, Fire Elemental. Shamans basically are really, really good at doing 3 damage. He could also fork Lightning to kill both at once, and then stop Avenge that way. Not the greatest hand here. I think I might have misbuilt my deck a little bit. There's just a lot of cheap stuff, like, that doesn't actually have much impact. And this guy, I don't remember what the pick was. I think it was terrible. I think it was like him. Oh yes, it was Mana Addict or Trash. And I'm glad I didn't take Mana Addict, because that's just bad. Of course, Mana Addict here would have been okay. It would have killed his stuff. Wow, he's gonna Lightning Storm to block the Avenge, and I think that's a bit aggressive. It's a 1-for-1 card-wise, because the Recruit's obviously free. Okay, so that was the plan, is so he can play Dust Devil and then start attacking me, but I don't know if that was a smart choice. Because now he actually has no mana. No, he has 1 mana. And granted, this was a top deck, okay, but even with him getting to hit me for 6, I still would have been like around 20. Shamans can burn you out with the right cards, but they're not exactly a burn class. I don't know, I think he put himself in a weird place by overloading so much and giving up his 5th turn. Dust Devil. He played it correctly, at least. Dust Devil you play later in the game. He's gonna Lightning Bolt. And I guess use this Dust Devil, or else I don't know what he's doing. No, he's just gonna do nothing. So he threw 2 cards at this and did nothing. Now I can actually heal it if I wanted to by pandaing it. But that's a bit greedy, I think. It's a bit greedy. What I'm gonna do is kill this. So I am gonna be a little bit greedy.
Silvermoon shall not fall.
Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm risking him having some removal of Friend Creeper, like another Lightning Bolt or a Rock Biter, but I'm hedging my bets because I can still kill the Dust Devil, and I'm willing to take 6 damage at once because I'm still at a pretty high health total, and he's, you know, not that high on cards. Also, I've got healing, so the taking 6 damage isn't as big of a deal as it might be otherwise.
I wonder.
I'd say that right now I'm in the lead, because he passed a couple of turns to Overload and didn't really get anything to show for it. Should really throw the Dust Devil at the Fen Creeper, because awful as that is, the alternative is that I throw the Recruit at this. He didn't do it. I'm guessing he didn't do it actually because he doesn't want me to get avenged. But this is, I mean, that's a mistake though. He should just let me have the avenge. It's not that big of a deal. So here, got a lot of different options. I think we'll just kill that.
Remember, kill Thalos.
That can also die.
Don't mess with Tusk.
And now's the time to drop the Ancient Watcher and make the Recruit. So he used up Lightning Storm, I think, very prematurely, grotesquely prematurely, to go for the Dust Devil. But then I played a Taunt, and then the Dust Devil just did nothing except die to a Recruit in the end. I still have this Avenge, which he's working really hard not to trigger, but really, Avenge isn't that big of a deal because it only gives 2 health. I think if Avenge gave 2 attacks, 3 health, that would be bad. That would be, it would be a much more powerful secret. As it is, the thing is still not that hard to kill. Razorban Hunter for the 2nd time today gets the Avenge, so I have a 5/5. Spectral Knight, which isn't that amazing, it'll die. Alright, so everything he has is going to die. Consecration is interesting, but I think I am better off just saving it. We'll hit that, kill off his stuff, kill that off, make a Recruit.
Reporting for duty.
I'll panda the Recruit, and I'll replay the Recruit.
Reporting for
I could have panded and replayed the Silvermoon Guardian to recharge the Divine Shield, but I judged that the Recruit, the extra body, was better than the Divine Shield. We'll see if that's correct or not. Got a pretty big board. Some of it survives Lightning Storm even, and I can play Lay on Hands at my leisure at some point to get 3 cards. In fact, I could Lay on Hands this guy. I don't need the health. Either way, it's only 4 health, and obviously 4 health on a minion is better than 4 health on my face. So if this thing lives another day, I'm going to heal it and draw 3 cards. Unless, of course, he plays a Sunwalker, in which case the Black Knight will come aboard. Alright, Harvest Golem is no big deal. Direwolf Alpha is no big deal. And the Totem is, as before, no big deal. Alright, is that worth Black Knighting? Let's think. I don't think it is. Let's Lay on Hands, as planned, and get some cards. Okay. Cool beans.
To battle.
Another round.
That,
Justice.
that, and I'm gonna leave that Golem alone.
Remember, kill
I'm gonna deal 8 damage in favor of killing off this Golem. So I've got a pretty giant board. I feel like I'm willing to risk it. Well, this ends up being a very long video, because this game is a bit lengthy, but I hope it's worth it. I feel good, really good here about my chances of getting up to 7 wins. Alright, he has a silence for my Hunter, so the Avenge goes away. He's got the Cobra there. Consecration with spell damage would be fantastic if I could get one of my 2 spell damage guys. Is it gonna happen? It isn't. So we'll just play a Stormwind champion instead. I guess that's also pretty good as far as these things go. Alright, kind of overkill, whatever I use to kill that. So I'm gonna kill it with that guy. Use the Bluegill Warrior. Can I win? Hang on. 3, 6, 12, 13, no. So I'll kill the Cobra like so. And you know what? I'm just gonna play Zombie Chow, but ignore his stuff because it's not that scary. Oh, no, I can actually kill this owl. Yeah, I'll kill the owl. Now this golem is still here, but I can't do much. I've got this gigantic ass board. Shamans have no way to clear this other than playing 3 lightning storms or something silly. So this should be over. I can't see any way a shaman to come back. Wait, no. There's Deathwing. He could play Deathwing, and then he actually might win if he plays Deathwing. Because he'd get the damaged golem back. I only have 2 damage, 4 damage here. Yeah, Deathwing, he might actually win the game if he had it. Luckily, he doesn't have Deathwing, so that's good. Man, when Black Knight is good, it's so good, but people just don't play as much taunt as you'd expect. Alright, so there's the useless Bloodlust. He's just dead next turn. Come on, buddy. Rooster. There's nothing you can do. He goes for the face. Well, and he's not gonna give me the pleasure of hitting him, so he's like, ha, got the last hit on the face, ha. Anyway, we get a daily quest, which is great, so that means I'm not gonna miss out on dailies, and that'll do it! So thanks for watching, folks. Please like the video, and please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon with the rest of the run, and the next one will probably start unless this ends up being super fantastic. See you guys soon.